So if we take our section here and highlight it, and we're going to look at the filling that with satin stitch. So we go back into the fill, we select satin, we'll select colour, press OK. Now nothing happens like it did on the last time when we were filling in the other stitches, and then what you need to do is press register, and it'll come up on the screen the details of how to do this, but I'll just go through them anyway. Click and drag the dark green dot to the stitch starting point. So you need to make a decision of where that you want this to start, the satin stitch. And we'll just take that into place. So the dark green this changes to light green once it's in place. So we want it to start there. And then you do the same with the dark red dot that's in the corner, and you place it where you want it to finish, and it will go light red. Now be aware of what it's got to fill, and you need to make sure that your starting and your end point is right so it doesn't miss any of the design off. You also need to be looking at your density, so we've got your fine, medium, your coarse. So you need to be thinking about how dense you want that satin stitch to be on that design. It might be that if you want it quite fine, it might be that you're doing a more detailed piece or embellishment, and that might fit better to the design that you've chosen. So have a practice with that, especially when you're sampling, because a lot of students find that it doesn't always stitch out how they think it's going to. So it's worth always having a little experiment with that. So just press OK, and you can see it sent it over there. So it's quite a thick, dense satin stitch you've got there, and you can see just where it's starting. So on mine that might encroach into some of this other stitching, so that's worth just keeping an eye on there. So that's basically how you pass over satin, and that needs a little bit of experimenting to see the density, like I say. So once we've passed on all of the stitch and the colour context over to and been registered over to the right, we're going to move on to look at the lines. So if you go to your top toolbar there, and you've got the little line icon with the red square and blue zigzag, same kind of box comes up as you did with the colour. This time we have our stitch types, and we've got our straight stitch, our zigzag, and here it will give you a 1.4mm, a 2mm, a 3mm and a 5mm. So you need to think about how dense you want your outline to be. Again, resort back to looking at your design and the final outcomes that you want from that. So I'm going to probably do quite a big one just so you can see it. Let's go for a 2mm. And we OK that. Then go into your outline. Again, you can't see anything just yet. You go up to all lines, back up at your toolbar again, and that's the red written all lines button. Press that once and you get the diagonal line. That's perfectly normal, so don't panic, that's fine. You then press it a second time. You'll then get a box open up, and you can undo at this stage, but we want to select. So if you're happy, you select, and it'll go to red. A nice red outline. Okay, so then what we do is we go back up to the two little flowers at the top here, and we register our outline. And as you can see, mine's nice and big and bold. That's partly so you can see it better on the screen here, but if you wanted to alter that, then you would need to, like we say, look at the density of those zigzag stitches. So you would change your mill on that so you get quite a small zigzag. And again, it depends on the look of your design that you're trying to achieve. You might want also to change it to straight stitch, which is fine, but again, make sure that the density is set correctly. So then you've sent over your outline of your stitch, you've sent over the colour and the stitch sections. So you're starting to get towards now completing this end design. Again, think of the cost of your outline. If it's too dense, it might become quite costly to stitch out. And again, look if you've got that right kind of yarn or stitch colour that you need to complete that.